You know how on a long-haul flight you can either turn right and fight for elbow space, or you can turn left and somebody hands you a drink? Well, this is what happens when Mercedes decides that the family MPV should always turn left. Meet the all-new Mercedes VLE. So, this is an electric MPV that's been given the full private jet treatment, and it's more than just an updated version of the old EQV, which was basically a diesel van converted to battery power. So this is based on Mercedes' new Van.EA electric platform, so it's been designed as an EV right from the start, which is always what you want. Mercedes is pitching this as the MPV version of its super luxe cars like the EQE Saloon and SUV. Do you remember the Vision V concept which appeared last spring, which was very bougie? This is basically the production version of that. And Mercedes is also planning a VLS model above this one, which will crank up the luxury even more. So I guess we're thinking about this version as business, that one first class, maybe even private jet. And we do like a private jet. So, design. It's imposing, isn't it? It is 5.3 metres long and 2 metres wide. So it's longer and wider than both the Kia PV5 and the VW ID Buzz. And if that isn't big enough for you and your family and all your stuff, there is a long-wheelbase version in the pipeline, which will add an extra 175 millimetres to the length. It's going to be massive. Let's hope it comes with a full suite of parking assist, which I know it does. Now, even though Mercedes is basically answering the question, what if my house had wheels? This thing is actually surprisingly aerodynamic. So Merck claims that the VLE has a drag coefficient of just 0.25. Those numbers don't mean much, do they? But consider a VW ID3 has got a figure of 0.26. You can really appreciate the job that the Mercedes aerodynamicists have done. In fact, can we give them a round of applause, please? Come on. Well done to them. Now you can see they work in loads of places, from the air curtains down on the front bumper. You've got all these sealed joints around the grille and power domes on the bonnet. That's what they're called, power domes. I love those. It's all in the details. And let's just, while we're here, have a look at the front. You are not going to miss it in a car park, are you? Love the LED lights. The grille is big. So big. Don't know, what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Right, round to the side. It's so big, isn't it? Look at these. They are the size of my legs. They are 22-inch AMG, very nice. I really love these sliding doors because they have windows that go fully up and down, which is really unusual in a vehicle with sliding doors. And then round at the back, come around here, there's another clever thing. This rear window also opens, so you can just chuck things in and out without having to mess around with the rear tailgate. I know quite a few VW ID Buzz owners who would love to have that feature. And then check out the big LED U-shaped light strip, which you're not going to miss this anyway, are you? But it's been incorporated into the rear spoiler, which is a really smart design because, of course, that helps with the aero, with the flow over the back of the car. So don't look in here yet because I'm saving that, but I do want to talk about battery range and charging now. So the current EQV MPV has a 90 kilowatt hour battery and a range of just over 200 miles, about 320 kilometres. And let's face it, in 2026 that is not good enough. And in a car like this, that's not road trip ready, it's more range anxiety on wheels. But this is a completely different story. For starters, it gets a much bigger battery. There's a new lithium-ion battery with a usable capacity of 115 kilowatt hours. And Mercedes is quoting a provisional range of up to 397 miles, around 700 kilometres. Although I should remind you that this is the WLTP figure, and we all know official range figures are about as reliable as a toddler promising to be quiet. Plus, in our experience so far of driving the new CLA, it hasn't quite lived up to its claims on the range front in the real world. However, we shall remain open-minded until we can try it out properly. Now, charging was also a bit of a weak point in the old EQV. It maxed out at 110 kilowatts. Topping it up could take ages. Not ideal if you're using this as a luxury taxi. But with the VLE's new 800 volt system, rapid charging jumps to a peak of 315 kilowatts. Now, Merck says that on a powerful enough charger, you can add 200 miles of range, about 320 kilometres in just 15 minutes. That is a massive leap, isn't it? And very handy if you are putting in the miles using this for work. Even on slower charging, there's been an upgrade too. AC charging is now up to 22 kilowatts. So like I said, this isn't just a refresh. This is Mercedes taking its electric MPV by the scruff of the neck and properly dragging it into the future. Now I know you want to see the interior now, don't you? Because Mercedes interiors are so extra. User error, what can I say? It's been a long day. Right, in here. Now, if you're going to be sitting in the driver's seat in the VLE, there is a fairly good chance that you'll be being paid to do so because you will be a professional driver. And this is not a bad office, is it? As you can see, this is where the fact that this is not just a van with a makeover is really apparent. It's super luxurious in here. Obviously, the talking point is the screen. Not surprisingly, it's called the Superscreen. It's 3 screens in one. So you've got a screen here in front of the driver. You've got a central screen here with all your infotainment and controls for the vehicle. And then your passenger also has one over here which comes fully loaded with apps. So these are very clever because it is going to be used for a lot of sort of executive transport, isn't it? The passenger, the driver and the rear passengers will all be able to watch or listen to something different on their screens at the same time. You know, you could do a full film on the technology in this car alone. There is so much to talk about. You've got remote controls for your sliding doors right here. You can raise and lower the suspension. So if you're getting passengers in who perhaps might struggle to climb up into the higher height, you can drop it down 2 levels. You can also raise it up if you're driving over snow. The climate control is also split into different zones. So if there's just you in the front seat, you're heading off to the airport, you can just have everything else turned off and have this set to how you want it. If you're picking passengers up, you can go into the infotainment screen and then set up the climate control for the rear seat so it's nice and toasty for them to get in. And this is the really clever bit. This is a bit like a shapeshifter, this car, the VLE, because you can have loads of different configurations and it can be done in 2 ways. So you can do it remotely via the app, so you could be in the house and set it up, or you can do it here in the screen. So you've got your standard configuration, which is there. You can set it up for executive, which means the seats in the middle row go back to give passengers more leg room. And then you might have a family getting in, so then you can have the standard layout, which gives you extra room in the 3rd row. Or if you're picking up people with loads of luggage, there is a baggage option as well, which will automatically drop the rear row of seats. It's really smart. Now you've got to opt for, of course, this is the exclusive, and you have to opt for all the electrically adjustable seats to be able to do that. If you go for one of the entry-level settings, you have manual seats, but they will all clip and come out, so you still have a lot of adaptability. I have seen the entry-level version and it does feel really nice. Of course, it's not as plush as this though. So what else to tell you? Yes, as you can see, the screen is everything really, isn't it? There are some physical buttons here on the steering wheel. You have got volume, you've got volume down there as well. And things like the mirrors are all controlled from here on the doors, which is good, so you're not having to fiddle around with that. But just look at this, you've got your own drinks cabinet. So there's a chilled little compartment in there, and I can just get my icy cold water, and it really is icy cold out. Now we could play a game of hunt the air vents in here because they are quite hard to find. You've got a couple of them on either side of the Superscreen, but the others are very subtle. They're just built into the dashboard up there. No physical controls for the climate control. You've got to do that from the screen. But of course, this does have the automotive must-have of the moment, an AI-operated voice control system. So you'll be able to, operate that using your voice commands. Can't try that out today because it's a prototype car, but we'll give that a go when we spend longer in one. But of course, the front is all well and good, isn't it? But the main event in this is going to be in the back. How about this for the ultimate first-class experience? Mercedes calls these the Grand Comfort seats, and I can confirm they are grand and they are comfortable. Okay, you've got, wait for it, calf support. Oh, they go back and back and back and back and back. You get pillows. You get 10 different massage functions. You get lumbar support. You get your own individual wireless charging. You also get, down here, a remote control, which allows you to operate all of those things that I've just talked about, including something that you're really going to like. Just watch this. Cinema mode. I don't know what to say. How extra is this? I mean, it's just too much, isn't it? You even get a split screen, so I can watch one movie and the person next to me can watch something else. You can watch a movie, you can play games, you can watch electrifying videos on YouTube. If you really wanted to do, you could do a Teams call. But let's face it, you do not want to be in the grand comfort chairs doing team calls, do you? No, you want to watch a movie. And, oh, look, before I forget, there's another little fridge with my nice cold drinks down there. I think I'll just settle down for a bit and watch a movie. 22 speakers in here, you know. Go on. No, off you go. You're going to need a lot of power for this beast, aren't you? And you get it. So Mercedes will offer a VL300. It's front-wheel drive and comes with 272 horsepower, whilst the VLE 400 has all-wheel drive and a combined output of 409 horsepower. All versions will ride on full air suspension. And I do love a Mercedes air suspension, so it should feel nice and wafty for those passengers in the back. Sadly, all I've managed to try so far when it comes to driving is the parking tech and the super tight turning circle in a car park in the rain. Look at this. You can literally do pirouettes in this thing. It is quite incredible for a vehicle that is 5.3 metres long. So the turning circle is 10.9 metres. Doesn't mean much, that, does it? Let's put that into perspective for you. The VW ID Buzz Long-Wheelbase has a turning circle that is a metre higher than that. And look, it's just turning around in little pirouettes. Absolutely brilliant. But what this means in practice is that it's going to feel really agile and be very easy to manoeuvre around town and get into parking spaces. And while we're on the subject of parking, let me just show you something. It's got a great trick. So if I stop here, engage that. Let's have a look. I'll have space number 4. That looks like a challenging one. You can choose whether you want to go in frontwards or whether you want to reverse park. I like to reverse park. Then I'm going to press this little button here to engage it. It goes green, which means it's ready to go. And then I just take my hands off the steering wheel and it does it all for me. It's clever tech, but it is on quite a lot of vehicles these days. Does anyone use it in real life? I don't know. I don't. Let us know in the comments if you regularly get your car to do the parking for you. Personally, I'm proud of my parking skills and prefer to do it myself. When it comes to the boot, you get a powered tailgate, thankfully, because it is massive. If you have electric seats, the boot will hold 795 litres. If all of those manually operated seats are removed, then it's cavernous. Over 4,000 litres available, which is as much as you'll get in a van. You again. Sport. All right, I'll go and finish the film. Right then, we've established that this is a very, very nice thing. It does brilliant little pirouettes with its turning circle. You'd be very happy on a long journey in the back. And it is a vast improvement over the old EQV. But what is this first-class luxury going to cost you when it arrives in the UK later in 2026? The short answer is a lot. Now you're going to be able to choose between those two models and add whatever levels of trim and kit you want. As a reminder, this is exclusive. So I guess it really depends on how deep your pockets are. Now we've only got provisional German pricing to go on, but the entry level 300 is going to start at €79,000, which is roughly just under £70,000. Obviously that is an awful lot of money. However, let me just remind you that the long-wheelbase ID Buzz is getting on for £66,000. So when you compare the two, and I think you look at the levels of equipment and, you know, just the range that you get as well, that price doesn't seem quite so eye-watering. I reckon this is a really impressive piece of engineering and design and packaging and technology. I'm starting to get a feeling that Mercedes is really getting into its stride with electric. The CLA is good, European Car of the Year. I think this is really good too. Right then, sadly, I'm on a very cheap and cheerful flight back to the UK. It is most definitely not going to be a first class experience. Wonder if somebody could drive me back in this instead. Ooh. Hi, anyone fancy a trip to London? Oh, brilliant.